Okay, so let's do this. Let's get into the Ahsoka news. Now, look, here's my... And by the way, I don't know if you agree with me or not, but I will tell you that to me, the Ahsoka episode in Season 2 of The Mandalorian was just as good as the finale, and it is a phenomenal accomplishment for Star Wars. Dave had his own vibe, his own feel. It felt like Star Wars, but it felt like a new vibe, a new chapter for Star Wars. I absolutely loved it. I'm a big Dave Filoni fan, boy. And so I'm quite excited to see what he's going to be doing with the Ahsoka show. And here, Ahsoka herself, Rosario Dawson, speaks a little bit on this, right? So let's watch this together, shall we?
I'm going to say, so I will say this. I will probably get in trouble for saying this. But Dave saw one of the episodes already edited together. And he walked up, him and Carrie Beck, both glossy-eyed. And he said to me that it was a religious experience.
All right, we got to jack the audio up a little bit on this, so hang on. Let me see if I can get a filter on here and jack the audio up, because I don't know if y'all heard what she just said. So let's do that again.
I'm going to say, so I will say this. I will probably get in trouble for saying this. But Dave saw one of the episodes already edited together. And he walked up, him and Carrie Beck, both glossy-eyed. And he said to me that it was a religious experience.
Man, okay, so let's kind of get into that. Obviously, I got a Peter tingle now, but let's talk about this, okay? So, Star Wars, man, I was literally, we were out shopping, we went out and grabbed some lunch and whatever, and just having a day, and literally, there was this big part of the day where we were just shitting on Star Wars, Elisa and myself, right? It's so sad what has happened to that brand. It's so sad that we were out going to multiple locations to grab Marvel figures, and every time any shop I see a Star Wars thing, I don't give a fuck. My relationship with Star Wars is completely broken, okay? It's real bad. But in the middle of all of that, in the middle of all the bullshit, all of the $5,000 shots, 100,000 Grogu toys, $5,000 hotels bullshit, in the middle of all this Andor's about Trumpian America bullshit, in the middle of all this shit, there's one shining light. There's one thing that's really kind of guiding me through this darkness, and it's Dave Filoni, okay? Rewatching Star Wars Rebels is such an enjoyable, incredible experience. Rewatching the Clone Wars, an incredible experience. Just the goodness, the juice. This man gets it. He's an artist. He studied at the feet of the master. Just he's literally one of the only people over there that gets it, that actually gets it. Okay? And again, watching what I saw in the Ahsoka episode of The Mandalorian, to me was incredible. It was incredible. I feel like Dave has finally arrived. Some of his episodes in season 1, pretty shaky actually. Not the best live action shit I've ever seen. But what he did in that Ahsoka episode was incredible. Okay? And to hear her say that Dave and Carrie Beck walked out of a screening of that episode put together and said it was a religious experience, it sets a tone and sets a vibe that I think what we will witness in the Ahsoka show is going to be unlike a lot of other goobly glob bullshit Star Wars stuff. It's going to actually strike tones and hit notes that will feel evocative of the original trilogy and what George was actually trying to do with myth, story, and pseudo-religious experience. And I hope, this is my hope, that whatever's going on with this show, that show, or whatever, that when Ahsoka hits, the fans love it, that the critics adore it, and that we get a path forward for Dave where his style, his way of making Star Wars becomes Star Wars. That Star Wars decides to lean in to that vibe, that his creative, directorial, whatever position he has now can extend beyond, hey, maybe don't make this character do that, and becomes emulate what I did, right? In the same way that the MCU formula and sort of, phase 1 Feige stuff becomes a blueprint for what they do later. Star Wars needs a blueprint creatively, in my opinion, and I think this could be the juice. And so with 3 words, Rosario Dawson has affirmed a lot of what I believe about Dave, a lot of what I believe about Ahsoka, and got me so damn excited, man. I cannot wait for this series coming next year, and it's a gift. It's a blessing that this show is coming out next year, and I am incredibly hyped up for it. So